I've seen AI hallucinations cost businesses over $250,000 in just one weekend. When people hear AI hallucinations, even technical people like my clients, they often are thinking things like deepfakes, like a video of Taylor Swift saying she hates puppies or something like that. But in business, we often underestimate this, and it shows the issue with over reliance on AI because this looks like your ERP system telling you that a $40,000 motor is in stock when it's actually not. Suddenly your production line is totally shut down, and that hallucination just cost your business $250,000. So I'm going to give you kind of a real world example to explain why this is so critically important. Say you run a manufacturing production line. It's fast, it's precise, it's high stakes, and some sort of machine goes down. Your AI enhanced ERP system tells you that the part you need is in stock. It's in aisle 7, bin 42 or something. You're like, cool, cool. Like, nobody panic. We've got the part. Procurement is like, thank God I don't have to go out and try and find this and source it. Maintenance is dispatched. But when the team gets there, the bin is actually empty. The part's not there. Turns out that AI has actually hallucinated this inventory data. A lot of things could be the source of this. Maybe it saw a similar part in the warehouse last month. Maybe someone ran a bad sync that it internally learned from. Maybe the AI just wanted to be helpful because it knew that predictive maintenance was a big initiative in its programming. Either way, the machine is still down. Production is now halted, and you're buried in thousands of dollars. Downtime can cost a mid-sized manufacturer from $1,000 a day to 20 grand a day. That is not a small number. And it's all because the system that's supposed to be smart gave you the wrong insight. And the biggest issue I see here is a lot of people are like, oh, it's just a machine. Like, it must have just done something weird. But the issue with AI specifically is if you don't source the data issue, it's going to learn from this and do the exact same thing next time. It learns from usage, it learns from feedback, it learns from patterns, and it thinks these types of scenarios are real. It just starts training itself to lie better next time. And in manufacturing, our world, that doesn't just become inefficient and cost us money, it becomes dangerous. So the problem here isn't necessarily the AI hallucination. It's blindly trusting a system without understanding how the data flows or having checks and balances to verify those results. So in our scenario there, what should they have done instead? Well, instead of assuming that AI was right about the part or even about the machine being down, they needed a system that treats AI outputs like suggestions, not facts. The way it should go is AI, data retrieval, human checkpoint, and action. You need things like confidence thresholds. If that model isn't at a 90% certainty with real data, then you need the backing it or flagging it or being able to understand the traceability of the model. Every AI recommendation, you should be able to look at something like, why do you think that type of trail or source mechanism? This automotive business relied on AI to tell them what they should have already known about their inventory. So ensure their inventory logic is AI ready for sure. But that also means up-to-date syncs, warehouse source verification, and those redundancy checks. Your LLM should only summarize what it knows from the data, not start to speculate on things it thinks you want to hear about the inventory. And it will, and it's creepy. And this is where, when you count out those people that have been on your manufacturing floor for 30 years because you think that you're going to be saving money and more efficient with AI, you're wrong. A seasoned inventory manager or production line manager, yeah, the AI might have guessed bin 42, aisle 7, but the second an inventory manager heard that, they should have been like, we haven't stocked anything there in 2 months. That's why it's so critical to understand who your AI operator is and build that into the workflow. One of the worst things about this example is they did nothing. When you let an AI system get away with it, you're reinforcing that hallucination. They absolutely needed to flag that false output and retrain the model or do some tuning. And this is where I always tell my clients, make that feedback loop mandatory. You must give a thumbs up, a thumbs down, so that you can understand if that output was good or bad to reduce any future risks of this happening again. And baseline here, this example shows a huge issue with the business culture and the way the leadership is managing their AI implementation. Your teams, especially in manufacturing and production, should be trained to always question the model, not just blindly trust it or say, yeah, we're so efficient now, we're a digital first company. And that data governance needs to be so intentional, continuous, and transparent so you can see that traceability, find the issue, no problem. Yes, the AI hallucinated the part being in bin 7, but you made the purchase order, my friend. Do not just trust these systems. Learn to understand them as human operators. That's what's going to make you most valuable and successful in your AI role.